Hello friends, in this tutorial we will talk about linear Diophantine equation and its Python implementation. So first we will characterize this equation in terms of GCD. So let's prove this particular theorem first. If GCD of a comma b divides c, then the linear Diophantine equation ax plus by is equal to c has a solution. So now here we are talking about integer solutions for equations like this: ax plus by is equal to c. Here a, b and c, these three are given and we are supposed to find out values of x and y, and here we are going to use extended Euclidean algorithm to do so. So let's understand this particular statement. This particular statement says if GCD of a comma b divides c, then we can definitely say that this equation has a solution. So now let's prove this. So let's assume that D is GCD of A and B. Now from the extended Euclidean algorithm we can say that D can be represented as linear combination of A and B. So we can say that D is nothing but AX plus AX1 plus BY1. This is from previous tutorial. Now since GCD of a comma b divides c, we can say that c is nothing but c is multiple of d, where d is GCD, right? So we can write like this: c is equal to d times p. Okay, and we can use this in this second equation. We can multiply d with p now, so that we can get this: c is equal to nothing but d times p is equal to ax1 into p plus by1 into p. Now if you compare this with this equation, ax plus by is equal to c, then definitely we can say that x is equal to x1 times p and y is equal to y1 times p. So we have shown that if GCD of a comma b divides c, then this has a solution. Equation has a solution. Solution is nothing but x1 times p into y1 times p, and we can get values of x1 and y1 as a answer of extended Euclidean algorithm. Now let's talk about this second theorem. The second theorem says if GCD of a comma b does not divide c, then this particular equation ax plus by is equal to c has no solution. So as we know, p implies q is equivalent to negation, q implies negation p. So the equivalent statement will be like this: if ax plus by is equal to c has a solution, then GCD of a comma b divides c. So these two statements are equivalent, so we can prove this, right? Okay, so now again let's start with our assumption: d is equal to GCD of a comma b. Now we can write like this: c is equal to ax1 plus by1. Why? Because our assumption is this particular equation has a solution. So let's say solution is x is equal to x1 and y is equal to y1. This is our solution. So we can write like this: c is equal to ax1 plus by1. Now since d is GCD of a comma b, we can write a as multiple of d. Similarly, since d is GCD of a comma b, we can also write d as multiple of d. So instead of a, we can write d times p. Instead of b, we can write d times q. And if we simplify, then ultimately we will get this: c is equal to d times some integer number. So from this, we can say that GCD of a comma b divides c, because c is multiple of d and d is our GCD. Okay, so before we go further, let's summarize our findings. If we combine these two theorems, then ultimately we will get a characterization for this Diophantine equations. So the idea is the solution for ax plus by is equal to c exists if and only if GCD of a comma b divides c. So that is the final summary of our understanding. So now let me take one example. Let's say we want to find out a solution for this: 10x plus 6y is equal to 14. So our input will be a is equal to 10, b is equal to 6 and c is equal to 14, and we want to find out values of x and y. So we will follow the steps from proof of this particular theorem. So first step says, because ultimately if you can observe, then our final answer is x1 times p and y1 times p. So we will use the same terminology in order to solve this particular example. So first step says find out GCD of a comma b. So in our case GCD of 10,6 is nothing but 2. So this is our first step. The second step says find out values of x1 and y1 using extended Euclidean algorithm. So here values of x1 and y1 is nothing but -1 and 2. So this we can get as a answer from extended Euclidean algorithm. So this is the second step. The third step says find out the value of p. So in this particular case we can say that p is nothing but 14 divided by 2, right? Because p is nothing but c divided by d. Here value of c is 14 and value of d is 2. So we can say that p is equal to 7. And before that we have already established this, x1 is equal to -1 and y1 is equal to 2. Now ultimately we need to return x1 times p and y1 times p. So x1 times p is nothing but -7 and y1 times p is nothing but 14. So let's verify this, verify whether this particular solution is correct or not. So if we substitute x is equal to -7, then we will get -70, and if we substitute y is equal to 14, then we will get 84. So -70 plus 84 is equal to 14. So our answer is correct. Now we will talk about the implementation part. Let's talk about the implementation part now. So the input contains three parameters a, b and c, and I'm using the existing terminology which we have just discussed. The idea is using extended GCD, using the existing code of extended GCD, we will get values of d, x1 and y1. So d is nothing but GCD of a comma b. So we will get the solution if and only if c divides d. So we will check that particular fact here. Q of 0 is nothing but d here in this particular case, and depending upon whether a is greater than b or not, we will either call extended GCD a comma b or extended GCD b comma a, and results are stored in x1 and y1. Next we need to calculate the value of p. So p is nothing but c by d, and the final solution is nothing but p into x1 and p into y1. So we are returning p times x1 as well as p times y1. So let's verify this particular code. So I am giving the values: a is equal to 10, b is equal to 6 and c is equal to 14. So for this the solution is -7 and 14. So we have already seen that this particular solution is correct. Now let me take some different values. So let's say a is equal to 3, b is equal to 6 and let's say c is equal to 18. So for this the solution is 6,0. So you can verify this: 3 into 6 plus 6 into 0 is equal to 18. Thank you. Subscribe to my channel for more videos.